No, we've had more bitter journeys.
Yeah.
I can play you the tapes on finale night where they're like, stink guy.
Hi, Julie. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I feel like this season's been on for months.
I know. Imagine how the house guests feel. We're still there.
I can't even imagine. Well, I have to ask you first about, Todrick's getting a lot of heat outside the house. The house guests are slowly coming out, learning things. Have you seen clips? Have you seen the feedback? And what are your thoughts about it?
I have not seen them personally because I personally think that the internet can be a cesspool. So that being said, I do have people in my life that report back to me. So I do understand a little bit of the heat that he's taking. And I would say that I pray when Todrick comes out that he takes a moment to reflect on his own behavior in his own way, where he watches all the shows and thinks quietly, okay, how do I defend myself? What can I own? What should I, if anything, apologize for? How do I make it square with my friends in the house who I consider friends? How do I get square with anyone else that I think that I should, get square with? And that's it. And I just pray that people know that no one's perfect. And can we pivot and live in a time where if someone owns it, that we allow some forgiveness and some grace? I think when we are so quick to get angry and and spew hate, I don't have time for that. And that's why I don't read the internet. It's just a cesspool, you know? I don't like it. I don't like hate.
And I know Todrick's a fan to some extent, at least. Do you think, and any of the celebrities really understand that they're being watched 24/7 in there?
I think Todrick totally understood that he is being watched 24/7 because he is a super fan. I don't think all the celebrities realize it to the extent of the super fans like Shanna, Moakler, and Todrick. And I'm trying to think, was there another super fan?
I think Chris Kirkpatrick kind of.
Oh, yes, Chris Kirkpatrick. Those three totally got it. That being said, I don't believe you can, even if you are so aware, I don't think you can, for 27 days straight, be a phony. I don't think you can turn it on for the cameras, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, morning, noon, night. I don't think that's possible. So at the end of the day, I always feel that whether you're a celebrity or you're not a celebrity, but you go in the Big Brother house, take everything with a grain of salt. Not everyone's going to like you. And that's fine. That's the world. That's how life is. But take time to really look at who you are and see, is that the person God created me to be? We all have a good side and a bad side. And how do I hang around with people who only bring out the good side in me? And, we're all a work in progress. Let's not be so quick to cancel people.
And speaking of that, so, Todd came out kind of praising Todrick, then he changed his tune overnight. This isn't a normal season. The jury's not sequestered. Do you think jury management obviously is even more important now?
Jury management is everything always. And again, look, you can't expect the celebrities to then get sequestered, that's part of the deal. If I go in, do I get to go home? That's why that final speech to the jurors, who are often very bitter, sometimes rightfully so, sometimes not rightfully so. You better own it, and you better explain yourself, because that's your shot. You have one shot.
Yeah, I'm curious if Misha ends up there with Cynthia. She's won a lot of comps. She's done a lot of things to win. But do you think her kind of connection with Todrick could hurt her?
I don't think her connection with Todrick will hurt her if she's sitting next to Todrick. Because I think with the jury, they're going to be like, now this is me guessing what the jury is going to be thinking. If it is Todrick versus Misha, they're going to think, which is the lesser of two evils? I honestly think that's my educated guess. That's not what I would think. I would think, you know what? Put my ego at the door. Who deserves this check? Good, bad, or ugly. I don't see how Cynthia makes it to the final two unless she wins the live HOH. I really don't. And I do think if she somehow makes it to the final two, this jury is, so fired up that she might win unanimously for just being a nice human being.
Yeah. Do you think this is like the most, I don't want to say bitter, but maybe bitter jury just fired up that you've seen?
No, we've had more bitter juries.
Yeah.
I can play you the tapes on finale night where they're like, stink guy. Like,
for sure.
But the beauty is now all those people are like best friends. You time heals all wounds. And when you live in that Big Brother house, it's like you've gone to boot camp together. You are bonded, whether you like it, for life.
So obviously Todrick's move to convince Carson that Shanna was against him was a little, however dirty, it was a good move.
Brilliant move. Brilliant move.
Yeah. Do you think the jury will respect that?
That's the $1 million question. I think if he can humbly explain it from a position of truth and owning, like, was it dirty? You better believe it. Was it genius? You better believe it. And at the end of the day, if you can put your ego aside, and I'm going to ask for forgiveness, but those of you who know this game know it is allowed. I don't think I would do that in my real life, but to win Big Brother, I followed the rules. If he can say that from a humble, point of view, he might be able to get some votes.
Yeah, we'll see. Speaking of Shanna, were you surprised how warmly she was received? I guess she came out of the house with a lot of support.
I am not surprised that she got all that support because I felt it rumbling up in the days before she got evicted. I felt it rumbling up in my heart for her. I was like, oh man, I hope she wins this. I hope she survives. I hope, and every 3 days, my emotions change because then some of my disappointment, I'll be like, oh, I'm done with you for now, but I was so happy to see the warm support she got because the cameras don't lie.
Yeah.
They just don't. And she played her heart out. I think her biggest downfall was she couldn't clearly and calmly articulate to Carson and Cynthia, like, yeah, I was giving them lip service, but I took you off the block. Like, right. Words are cheap. Words are cheap. They don't mean anything in the Big Brother house. They don't mean anything in life. Actions speak louder than words. You decide. But I think she got so caught up in like this psycho swirl and this very like 8th grade ganging up, bullying moment that she just kind of threw in the towel. And I think her downfall was when she was like, it's not like we had a name. They were like, oh, that, she didn't do a great job defending herself. But
yeah,
it wasn't her year. It wasn't, her year.
And she was also playing with like people who maybe haven't seen the show much. Do you think it's hard with the celebrity season, I'm sure, to get celebrities who want to have seen the show or want to even study up? Is that what you would find that you would agree with?
Yeah, I think you have it depends who you are. Carson, I think came to have a good time. Would he have loved to have won? Yes. Did his livelihood and future and, ego depend on it? Absolutely not. Then you get in the game and then you kind of get invested, especially he had a few wins under his belt and you're like, oh yeah, maybe I can win this. And you suddenly pivot. It's too late. You can't go out of the house and watch a past season. You can't suddenly brush up. They don't have phones. They can't like read about past seasons. So you got to make your peace with God before you come in the house, what your intention is. And when you leave, whether you leave with a check or no money, you better own what you did or didn't do to contribute to where you are, because it's choices you made.
For sure. And speaking of the finale, what can you tell us? Like, is it in person? Are we going to hear from the jurors a lot? Is Todrick in for a wake-up call a little bit? What can you tell us?
The finale is going to be all the jurors brought back in the same room, not on Zoom. Praise God. Thank you. We were like, oh, we don't know with another variant if people are going to, because people went back to their homes, and some of them live on, the other coast. There's going to be a live HOH. There's going to be, because we're only an hour, it's going to be a whirlwind of an hour. So there is going to be some, all the jurors get to say one statement before they stick the key in the box. And I think that will be a powerful part of the show when each one gets to say something to the final two. It's amazing how in one sentence you can really like take a dig at someone or show grace, or just let someone know exactly where they stand with you. So yeah, you're going to see a lot.
Who was your favorite house guest this season? Who surprised you?
I had a soft spot in my heart for Todd Bridges, but that's because he's my generation. I'm a few years younger than him. So he was like one of the stars I grew up watching that, is around my age that I related to. And then, of course, I saw his life soon after leaving Different Strokes, playing out in the tabloids. And I feel like he's really had a resurrection being 33 years sober, I think he said. So I was rooting for him all the way, but that's nostalgia.
It's also pretty powerful saying, with Lamar saying that he asked him to be a sober coach. They're hoping to do something together. Would you watch that?
I would produce it. I would love it. I think they need some sort of like reality show, like buddy reality comedy show. It's, kind of like what Nicole Richie and Paris Hilton did. We need like the Lamar Todd version. Oh, it's watching them talk in the house about like their digestive issues and this, and like Todd was always like, you better get that checked out, man. It was so funny just hearing them, and Lamar like, whoa, easy, like, don't you question like my health. It was funny to watch. Yeah.
Do you enjoy the celebrity seasons? Like, would you want it to come back? I know we've been off the air for a few years, but how do you like it, I guess?
I love it. I don't think we should oversaturate the market. I think I think if it was like, every 4 years feels a little bit long to me, because it was originally designed to only be counter programming to the Winter Olympics on another network. We figured, hey, for 1 month, what do we have to lose? It'll be better than running reruns, Sure. So, but I feel like 4 years is a little long to wait. I don't know if the opportunity will present itself again. I don't think next year it'll happen, but you never know. Expect the unexpected. We'll see.
And Julie, how would you fare as a house guest if you were on Celebrity Big Brother?
Now I would be terrible. Maybe like 12 years ago, I think I could compete in some of those physical challenges. Honestly, I think I would do terrible in every department. I am an open book. I don't lie. I'm a journalist. I can't, it's like, I'm Chenbot. Like, I don't know. I can't misrepresent. That would go against like my nature. So I don't think I could make it very far in the game.
Well, even as a host, is it sometimes hard for you to try to stay neutral? Like, is it harder to interview a celebrity or a regular house guest?
They're equally hard, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if you're a celebrity or not. You want to ask them the same, like, human nature questions. Like, you want to, the human side of me wants to be like, how could you? But whoa, who am I to judge? So I do have to draw back from my news background and just think, how can I get the answer I want to hear and ask it in the most non-editorialized way? Like, how do I ask it in a fair way where I just give them the ball and it's up to them which direction they run in?
Totally understand.
It's hard. It's not easy.
Well, I guess my last question, because I know I have to wrap up, is one, who are you rooting for out of the final three? And two, who would you like to see win America's Favorite House Guest?
Ooh, I don't think I'm rooting for anyone in that that's left in the house, but I do think Misha deserves it. I do. So in a way, I guess I am rooting for Misha because she has worked her butt off. And if she doesn't win it, I think that would be an injustice to her. So yeah, I guess I'm rooting for Misha left. And then for America's Favorite House Guest, oof.
Yeah, that one's tough.
That's so hard. It's tough. Like, I wanted Carson, then I wanted Shanna, and then I wanted Chris Kirkpatrick. And then, of course, Lamar was so, disarming when he got evicted. Then I wanted him. Then I wanted Todd Bridges. So I'm all over the map. I am curious to see who America wanted.
Me too. And last question. Do you actually think America, will it come down to a tie vote, or do you think will America vote tomorrow, do you think?
Well, America would definitely vote. I want to reveal it one way or the other. I don't know. You know what? I'm going to put that in the suggestion box. I just had my script meeting.
Just for fun.
Yeah, just for fun. I don't think I think somehow we need to reveal it, even if it's on Twitter afterwards or something.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't think we're going to need it.
Yeah.
You never know.